Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Monday's Q&A Show, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also back from Taiwan and Hong Kong. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. That's right, I'm back. I got to do a little, souvenir show and tell. A little food from Taiwan. I love some mustard peanuts, like the green tea mustard peanuts here, kind of a mix of both. A little better, actually way better than the wasabi, just basic wasabi peanuts you can get. And then of course, no trip from Taiwan is not complete, or is complete without getting some pineapple cake. Now this one is my personal favorite. This brand, which is Jia De, I think I'm pronouncing that right if my Mandarin's a little better, Jia De. Even though it's spelled Chia Te, of pineapple pastries. These are the national go-to pastry gift take-home item from Taiwan, and this is hands down the best brand I've found in the country. In fact, it's not even listed on a map. They don't have to advertise, and there's a line around the building. I'm gonna have all this in my vlog, by the way, so when you guys get back and I get my vlog all done here soon, you'll be able to watch it all. Also, and big thank to VFC for taking me there. Also went to Hong Kong and picked up one of the special edition, hand given to me by Clarence Lay, Airsoft Surgeon himself, one of his special edition Airsoft Surgeon shirts. This one is a prized one in my collection. You got to see all of his cool guns, see where he makes everything, see where they do Cerakoting, the stippling. I was watching him working on, it's like watching Michelangelo paint the Sistine Chapel. I mean, really it was that moment of wow, that is so freaking cool to actually be there in country in Hong Kong and watch that. Also, big thanks to, I went to ICS, man, they got me a statue with Airsoftology on it, crazy stuff. And I actually got some glasses that they make at the Oakley factory, some tool, customized toolkit, little take-along tool, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, everyone is super nice, and I ate myself stupid. So, got to do it. Now I'm kind of on the water diet here for a little while. Let me get a sip of that in before we get started on the show. So, and again, stay tuned. I got a couple vlogs coming from there and tons of videos like interviews, factory tours from 3 different factories. It is going to be insane here on the channel. A lot of different stuff. And of course, product reviews. I got some product reviews of stuff you can't get in the States. For you international people out there, you might know what I'm going to be doing. But for you stateside people, really cool stuff. All kinds of really neat things that, like I said, we just can't get here. And I wanted to show you. But enough of talking about Taiwan and Hong Kong and the big trip and everything like that. Oh, one more thing, hang on. Had to go off camera there real quick. I do have one event coming up I want to tell you about. It is going to be at The Rock in Missouri, actually. It's Airsoft, Missouri, a place called The Rock, and I'll be there on the 12th and the 13th and the 14th. So I think the game is on the 13th for a G&G day there. So if you guys are in Missouri, in that area, it's close-ish to Branson, Missouri. I think it's a little bit north of Branson and west of Springfield or south of Springfield in that area. If you guys are remotely close to that, if you live in the area, you know where it is. Come out and hang out with me there on that weekend of the 13th, that Saturday, and I'll be hanging out. We'll be doing I'll be just, if you guys want something just to ask questions, do an in-person type of mini Monday, I've got all that there for you. So enough of that, enough of what's going on. Let's dive into what you're really here for, and that's your questions in the Tippmann mail call. Aaron Flory writes, "Hey John, I'm buying my first gun and I'm thinking about a gas blowback pistol is a good choice, but I want to know what your thoughts are because some guides say gas blowback pistols aren't good as a first buy." Man, my very first airsoft gun was a gas blowback pistol. I think it was a KJW, or maybe it's Marui, I think, Glock 19 or 17. I can't remember, it's been so long ago. It's been a really, really long time. But all my early guns were gas blowback pistols because I loved them. They were fun. I wasn't skirmishing at the time. It was actually very early in the days of airsoft where you really didn't have fields and things like that. So I was just kind of collecting. That said, if you're going to go out and play at a field, you're going to be at a disadvantage with a gas blowback pistol. So these days, I will always tell you, buy what you want. Go ahead and get it. If you want a pistol so bad, man, go pick up a pistol. But if you want to compete on the battlefield, you want to actually have a chance to play and not be at a massive disadvantage and have a not so fun time when you're going out to the field for the first time, I would definitely say pick up that AEG as your first gun. I think you'll be a lot happier with that, just from the ability to compete with your opponents. The gas blowback it's fun, but you're limited for round count, having to use green gas. There's a lot of things that are against it. Expensive magazines, Just a lot of things going on that could make it very difficult if you plan on going out and playing at a field. Now, if you're just gonna be plinking in the backyard, out of the view of anybody else, or just doing some target practice or whatnot, gas blowback pistol is fantastic. So that's just my 2 cents. I really tell people dodge the sniper rifle if you're first one, dodge the gas blowback pistol if you plan on going out and playing, and really focusing on that AEG, especially not even HPA. I wouldn't do that either out of the gate. I would make sure you're really a fan of airsoft, you like the play style, and you know what you enjoy before you make that kind of investment, because HPA gets super expensive, like $500 and up. I mean, that's like the entry price. An AEG, you can get a good one for well under $200, so it'll let you ease your way in. In fact, not much more than a gas blowback pistol. So it's just my thought, but man, if you want to get a gas blowback pistol, freaking do it. Go for it. Have some fun with it. But definitely if you're going to go out and play, consider that AEG pretty heavily. Victor 2K writes, I've not tried airsoft before, but because of you and Novrich videos, I really want to try the sport. So my question to you is what to expect at my first game. Man, I remember my first game. I mean, vividly to this day. I was at the field, Nashville, Tennessee, well, actually outside of Nashville at Bad Karma Airsoft. And I remember going out there and meeting a guy named Lloyd who was running a team. And I kind of just hung out with him. He was using a P90. What was the gun I had? I can't even remember what I had for my gun. I had an AEG. I'm pretty sure it might have been an MP5 at that point. I think it was. And I was out there running around. I think it was Classic Army MP5 potentially at the time. It's been a long time. It really has. I was so lost. I didn't really understand the rules. I mean, at least I knew how to shoot and move a little bit, but it was still so confusing, but still so much fun. So my advice to you is there's a lot to know. Read the field rules because they're out there now. Back then there really wasn't. So you understand how to call your hits. Minimum engagement, meaning don't shoot people within a certain distance. If there's a bang rule where you should do that, make sure you do that. Make sure you bring all the appropriate stuff like a dead rag, the right kind of face protection, eye protection, those kind of things. I think that's going to make for the most enjoyable experience for you going out there for the first time is to make sure you are truly prepared by reading the website and reading the rule set. Then once you get out there, I would highly recommend making friends with someone, letting the ref staff know, letting people know when you check in that you are brand new, first time out, and if there's anybody you should maybe go talk to about this, and they can maybe work an introduction for you, and that way you can make a quick friend and someone who can kind of bring you under their wing and take you out. That's my advice. I think that's going to be the best experience. That's the experience I had for my first time out playing at a real airsoft field, and it really started my airsoft journey off on the right foot. So I hope that helps you kind of get you started. Those things, make sure to bring plenty of water, some snacks and food because you may not be able to go home, some extra cash or extra BBs, things like that, and a few charged batteries if you're using an AEG, or plenty of green gas if you're going with a gas system. Those are just kind of the basic things. But yeah, that should be fun. Like I said, find that mentor, let the staff know. They're going to be very helpful. I mean, they want you to come back and enjoy the day. So yeah, try that out. And man, congratulations on going out and getting out and playing for the first time for some airsoft. Next USA writes, how tall are you? Easiest question all week. I'm actually 6 foot tall, almost dead on, right at 6 foot. So I know it's weird when, it's funny, I see people on YouTube, right? And I'm like, I watch a lot of channels and I get to meet someone in real life that I've seen on YouTube, kind of like the Node guys or other people, right? And Novrich and other people. And then you're like, man, I thought you were taller or shorter because it's really difficult to tell here on camera. But no, I'm 6 foot tall, I guess rather tall-ish when it comes to our average. I'm not sure when it comes to your American height. But yeah, that's me. Not too big, not too small. And yeah, there you go. Mixed Airsoft writes, hey Jonathan, I was wondering what type of toothpaste you use. When I squeeze mine out, I tend to only get around 5 feet per second when the paste comes out of the barrel. Also, what's your go-to sidearm? Is it the standard toothpick for flossing, or do you use the string kind that dentists use? So yeah, there's actually a technique on the feet per second for your toothpaste. I go for the whitening route, to kind of keep these things a little bright. You got to roll it nice and tight, and if you give it a good pop, you can usually pump that chrono up to about 30 feet per second, but be able to catch it on the backside with your brush can be a bit of a challenge. As for sidearm, for the teeth cleaning, it depends on the day. Sometimes I'm a floss man. I kind of go for that glide stuff, but sometimes, usually I'm like the dentist stick, little floss picks that have like the little horseshoe with the little tiny string. That's kind of my jam. That's kind of what I go to there. A little extra action, so a little more maneuverable in tight areas for that teeth CQB. All right, guys, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one actually comes from someone who asked a question this week, Mixed Airsoft. It's one of those channels. I keep finding great new channels. Tons of subscribers too, over 41,000. So I started digging through and I was like, man, he's got a lot of subs, and started watching his videos. Absolutely hilarious. I mean, the guy is funny. Now, again, my channel's like, I keep it like G-rated, maybe PG. He's not that. He's definitely going to crank it up. So understand you're looking at PG-13 or even a little higher when you watch his channel, but the guy is hilarious. The video I picked out for this one is he was playing at Warped Ops, and he's like, how did I not see this guy? It was kind of more of a pure gameplay, but his funny outtake video is great. I mean, this stuff, the level of humor, he just nails it, at least for me. I think it's kind of goofy, funny, and it's a lot of self-depreciating humor, so he's not taking himself too seriously, which I think is so important in Airsoft. A lot of times, you'll bump into people that are a little too serious when it comes to this hobby, and somebody like him is really good. So if you want to mix something in to your daily YouTube subscription, he puts out like 2 videos a week too, so he's got a really great release schedule, mainly gameplay. Definitely check out Mixed Airsoft. He has a fantastic channel, pretty funny, a little on the crass side, but hey, I don't mind that one bit. And of course, as always, I'll have a link to his channel and to the video we talked about here, the one that's floating over my shoulder here, in the description below, so you guys can check it out. And if you guys head over there and you do mash that sub button and you like what you see, let him know I sent you. Let him know I said, hey, how's it going? All right, guys and gals, that's it for this week. As always, thank you for hanging out here and being so cool. If you want to get your question on the show, it is very simple. Put it in the comment section below and vote up those favorites. I do read every single question every single week, so be persistent. If it doesn't get on this week, fear not, I'm paying attention, and I do find those repeat questions and try to eventually get them on the show. There's so many great ones down there. Also, thank you for being so cool and helping each other out down there. There's a lot of questions I can't answer, and to have that down there is awesome for helping out. By the way, too, don't forget, web store. It's now, again, back to free shipping anywhere in the world, so you just mash that button. What the price you see is the price it costs to get to your door, no matter where you live. I got shirts. I got the Call Your Hit shirts. I got a bunch of patches that are kind of floating over here on my shoulder. Definitely check that out. It helps support the channel a bunch. And until next time, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.